All right, so today we're going to review an interview with Rene Haas, the CEO of ARM, the company that's been quietly shaping the future of AI from behind the scenes. So in this interview, Rene shared some fascinating insights into ARM's strategy for staying ahead in the hotly contested AI chip market. Now, he discussed how they're approaching the challenge of competing with industry heavyweights and what this could mean for the trajectory of AI technology in the coming years. So if you have an interest in the nuts and bolts of AI, the business of silicon innovation, or the future of computing, I think you'll find a lot of value in what Rene has to say. I know I did. So let's get comfortable and join me for an in-depth exploration of the trends and technologies that are driving the AI revolution in this interview with Rene. There's a lot to unpack here, so let's dive in. Welcome to Startup Pack. I'm Spencer Thompson. Here at Startup Pack, we train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps, as well as to build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years in software development, I've mastered transforming tech teams and products. All right. So ARM's AI chip has been dominant for a while, right? And their ARM's chips has designs power in virtually every smartphone on the planet, right? So if you've got a smartphone in your pocket, very likely it's running on an ARM design, right? They're leveraging the mobile prowess to conquer the AI chip market. And so Haas says, our energy efficient designs are perfect for AI's massive compute needs, right? Now, ARM's secret sauce is that they have customizable, scalable chips that can be tailored for absolutely any AI task. So from data centers to edge devices, ARM aims to be the brains behind the AI revolution. And so far, they're doing pretty darn good, right? So they're taking on the Goliaths. ARM's David is versus the Goliath of the battle against giant chip companies like Intel and NVIDIA. Now, Haas is confident that ARM's nimble, licensable design gives them the edge. Quote, he says, we're not tied to a specific manufacturing process or fab. That's our superpower. End quote. Now, ARM's ecosystem has thousands partners from Apple to Qualcomm, and a major advantage, and this gives them a huge major advantage. Another quote from Rene, he says, the era of one-size-fits-all chips is over. The future is custom silicon. Now, this is definitely a shot at Intel, right? Because Intel has had their x86 processors for so long, 3 decades that they've dominated this, but we've really started to see the smartphone springboard, right? So ARM's dominance in smartphones have totally given them a unique edge, and it's really allowed them to start to dive into the AI launchpad, right? There's billions of ARM's powered devices providing massive scale data for training, for AI training, right? Smartphones are also driving demand for on-device AI. So think of things like Siri, and the new Apple Intelligence. Think of Google Gemini, right? These are all being powered by ARM devices, ARM chips on mobile devices. So Rene Haas sees the future where every device is intelligent and powered by ARM's AI chips. So rather than taking NVIDIA's approach where he says it's all got to be in the cloud, I'm more aligned with ARM, where I think we're going to see very specialized AI that's running on your phone and running AI in your pocket. So quote, he says, we're taking the AI smarts from the cloud and putting them in your pocket. So, I saw a joke one time that was like, it was Doc from Back to the Future, and he, it was on the 25th anniversary of Back to the Future, and one of the late night hosts was interviewing Doc, and he was like, wow, with all that processing power in your pocket, you must be able to do quantum computing and all that kind of stuff. And the late night host was like, actually, I just mostly use it to send kitten pictures, right? The reality of the matter is the smartphones that we walk around with in our pocket are 20 times more powerful than the computers of 15 years ago. And that is thanks to a lot of this ARM processing. Now, speaking of being underutilized, if your company has systems that aren't connected, let us help you out, because here at Startup Pack, our specialty is connecting systems to help your company work like a well-oiled machine. So check out startuppack.com/Spencer because we can help you out. Now, AI is super efficient, and this efficiency is super imperative, right? As AI goes mainstream, efficiency is going to become king, both energy and cost. I was just reading an article that said that 12% of energy consumption is going into data centers. 12% of all energy being consumed in the US right now is going towards data centers. And a lot of this is getting gobbled up right now by AI computing. So with these little devices that are running around in our pockets right now, these are actually driving us to be more, and this is where I think we're going to see the revolution. And so I really align with Haas here. He says you can't power the AI revolution on data center chips alone. So he goes on to talk about how ARM's design SIP power while is still packing an AI punch, and it's perfect for the edge AI use case, right? The future is trillions of intelligent devices, and ARM wants to power all of them. I think this is a hugely important strategy, and I really do think that as we see AI agents continue to surge forward, and hopefully you've been watching my videos because I've been talking a lot about this, as we see AI agents surge forward that are built for specific use cases, that's where ARM is going to come in, because you're going to be able to power them to do very specific things. So I think there's going to be a symphony with software and hardware is only half the story. And Rene Haas emphasizes the importance of the software along with the hardware. Quote, he says, our chips are the instruments, but it's the software that makes the music, right? So ARM is investing heavily in AI software tools, libraries, and frameworks. The goal is to make it more simple for developers to be able to harness ARM's AI powers. Quote, and this is another quote from Rene Haas. He says, we want to put AI superpowers in the hands of every software engineer. So they're definitely, navigating a geopolitical minefield, right? ARM's global reach means navigating tricky geopolitical waters. Right now, there's a ton of U.S.-China tension, right? And with export controls present, this is becoming really tricky. And Haas stresses the importance of an open, collaborative innovation. He says we're not in the game we're not in the politics game. We're in the business of pushing boundaries. So he acknowledges the need for some principled stance on human rights and ethical AI. Now, AI ethics is important, but he says that ARM is baking in safeguards, working with partners to ensure that responsible AI deployment, right? He says, quote, the goal is AI that augments and empowers, not replaces and diminishes. And that's why, again, I think why we'll see a lot of AI really take off with the use of these, because I think you're going to see that as we use a smartphone, that's never going to actually take over and replace a job, right? It's going to help augment and make humans more useful. Now, Haas sees AI driving the next great smartphone leap forward, and I agree with this. He says, quote, your phone isn't just going to be smart, it's going to be truly intelligent. So envision AI-powered devices that anticipate needs, seamlessly blending digital and real. Now, ARM chips will be the enablers because they're the ones that are always going to be available. They'll be in our pocket and they'll be sipping the electricity versus guzzling it that we see from the data sources, right? So smartphone is the future of AI native device. And I think we're going to see a lot of this. Plus, they're connected to everything, right? And this goes right into the Internet of Things, right? Saw the revolution of IoT or Internet of Things about a decade ago. And again, we've definitely seen it, right? You got smart thermostats, you got all this. So it's a lot of little computers. And this is where ARM has been winning the race, right? Quote, he says, we see a world where every device from your toaster to your car is intelligent. And ARM is efficient, it's scalable, and this is where they've really started to see this. And go and check out some of my previous videos, because I've even done some examples about how showing how I've gotten AI running on something as small as a Raspberry Pi. I'm a huge believer in this. So Haas paints this picture and he says, quote, it's not about screens and keyboards, it's about intelligent, intuitive interactions. I think he's got a really good vision for the future of this, and I think this is going to be really interesting to see where it goes. So Haas is passionate about using ARM's success to inspire the next generation. He said, quote, we're not just building a business, we're shaping the future of technology. I remember reading about ARM when I went to school 20 plus years ago, right? And we're continuing to see this move forward. He says, and this is another quote from Haas. He says, quote, I can't wait to see what brilliant young minds will create with ARM technology. And I agree with this. With the power of these things in our pocket and the ability to connect things with IoT, this is going to be really cool. And I think as AI solves little small problems, which it can do really well, I think that's where we're going to see some really cool things, especially when we dive into this being used in, in a lot of different channels, right? Specific channels like technology and in healthcare and a lot of these other things, right? So chips that can interpret human intent, learn from interactions, and adapt accordingly. So again, think of your smartphone. It knows where you're going. It knows what you're around. It can even listen if you need to. It's looking at the pictures you're taking. It's looking at what you're scrolling. It's looking at what you're searching, right? It really is still plugged into what we do. And he said, this is another quote from Haas, quote, "The ultimate goal is AI that feels less like a tool and more like an extension of ourselves." So for all of us, I think the challenge ahead is going to be that we really need to embrace AI and figure out how it can improve our lives, right? We are living in a super exciting time, and I think ARM is one of these ones that I'm really behind to see where this goes. So his advice is to navigate the AI frontier. He says, stay curious, stay flexible, and never stop learning. I can't agree with that more. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I love to have a great discussion. And I found this interview from Rene Haas really interesting. And so let me know what your thoughts are. Here at Startup Hack, we love to have a great discussion, and we love to train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps, as well as to build custom software solutions. So reach out because we'd love to help. Check out these links and check out the links down below, and here's some more information for you.
Want to become a software developer but don't want to spend 4 years in college and rack up massive student loan debts? Think you need technical expertise to get started? Welcome to Startup Hack, a better way to start your software career without student loans and years without income. One-on-one tutoring is included so you never get stuck and have guidance through the whole process. No technical experience is necessary. Learn at your own pace and in your own space. Startup Hack has worked with local state agencies in your area to make it so that qualifying students can get the program costs covered entirely and students can start earning while they learn.
Hi, I'm Jacob, and I completed the full stack development course offered by Startup Hack. One thing setting Startup Hack apart from any other coding bootcamp was the quality of one-on-one tutoring available. All of the projects that we did were challenging and thought-provoking, but left me feeling very accomplished and very prepared for my first job that I was offered just days after completing the program.
Hello, I'm Tom, and I completed the full stack development course offered by Startup Hack, and I must say that it was an excellent experience. The tutors is what set this course apart from others. They were knowledgeable, experienced, and always available to help provide me with guidance and support. Do not hesitate to take advantage of this affordable and efficient software development course.
Complete our 3-month coding bootcamp, gain hands-on experience, and land a paid internship. With 2 years of experience, on average, our graduates are making over $80,000 per year. The 3-month program includes technologies from Microsoft, Google, and Facebook. No debt, just a quick path to earning. Check out startuphack.com to code your future and start today.